The municipal elections last week ushered in a lot of new mayors and councillors across the province. They're starting to be sworn in, and that includes a fresh new face in the town of Moosomin. 20-year-old Victor Santos Cardoza is the youngest councillor ever elected in the community, and he's had an unlikely path to public office. Back in 2017, Cardoza and his family were nearly deported to Honduras. And for the full story on this incredible journey, Victor Santos Cardoza joins us live right now. Good afternoon and congratulations, Victor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
How are you feeling about becoming a councillor in Moosomin?
Oh man, there's just been so many, mixed emotions and feelings throughout this whole time. I mean, and I felt truly humbled and honored that the people of Moosomin appointed me, right, a 20-year-old as a counselor. I think I had a total of 466 of approximately 800 votes or so that the community would appoint me to speak and represent them on their behalf. So, truly a big aspiration of mine to return to council since being appointed Moosomin's first ever youth counselor, actually. So,
right. Well, take me back. Like, what got you interested in politics? What made you want to be a youth counselor?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I took an interest in running for council for many reasons. One being, it's been instilled in me throughout my family, acts of service. My family back home were, they were very community driven, and I believe I inherited those values. And there was a desire to give back, to this very community of Moosomin. Like you mentioned, that helped me and my family many years ago. And so essentially what that did, it gave us a second chance going forward in this country. And secondly, being my time served on Moosomin's council as, like I said, mentioned, as town's first ever junior counselor, to me, that was a really eye-opening experience. Not only was the experience of understanding the responsibility and efforts, taken into running a community, but, more importantly, the interactions, right? And the relationships I established with him, which within my time as a youth counselor, were also influential in my decision to run for counselor.
Victor, how did the town help you and your family? Take me back to that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So, just to summarize, long story short, so the town pretty much, we were given a deportation order, right? After appeal or so, we were given a deportation order. We had within 2 weeks, right, to go back to Honduras. But, through the efforts of many of the community members, and lots of Moosomin's representatives and whatnot, they rallied together through many fundraisers and whatnot, and then they vouched for us to stay, and here we are today, right?
Why do you think they did that? Why did you mean so much to the community?
I think at first I was confused. I'm thinking, why us? Because we were strangers back then, right, to the community. We were newcomers to town, and then over the time of starting to realize, how selfless and truly, and giving the folks are here in Moosomin, that they're, Moosomin is very community minded, right? It's all, it's all for one and one for all, right here in Moosomin. So, they're truly for, the community and, and in helping each other out. So over the years, I've tend to realize that here in Moosomin, it's all for giving back.
How does your family feel about you being a counselor?
Oh, they're extremely proud of me. I just wanted to point out that none of this, I wasn't pressured to do any of this, but my folks, they've supported all my decisions, leading up to this, and they've just been extremely supportive and proud through the whole process.
I think what's exciting is you don't typically get a young perspective on any municipal council, whether it's in a small town or a city. What as a 20-year-old, what kind of priorities do you want to bring to Moosomin?
Absolutely. No, yeah, like you mentioned, there wasn't, to me, there wasn't many, of our younger generation, getting involved and stepping forward, and so to me, I thought maybe there was an opportunity there for hopefully, for me to bridge different generations and, and hopefully get our youth, involved more. And then going forward, I have plans to work and learn alongside many of our important figures here in our community, right?
Is there anything you're particularly passionate about?
No, I mainly aspire to be selfless and giving as our community here in town. This town, like I mentioned, commits to giving back to everyone, even if it's a stranger like we were many years ago. So no, to me, it's just I like to jump on any opportunity that there is to get more involved and expand my experiences. So I'm, maybe more competent for this role going forward.
Other than the people, because obviously they've had a huge impact on your life. What's your favorite part just about living in Moosomin?
I love how, Moosomin's just it still gives off that small town Saskatchewan feel, while still having the amenities of the city, right? So there's nothing here that in Moosomin that we lacked, and then if there's something that that Moosomin does feel like it's lacking, they work towards adding that. So no, I love the small town feel of Moosomin. I love how family oriented and how friendly everything is, and then while still having that those amenities of the city right here in town. So
Yeah, I think you kind of have to go to Moosomin to truly appreciate that. I've obviously been there many times, and you're right. It does have a small town feel, but it feels like it's growing and it's still
absolutely.
active. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in good trajectory of growing over the many years that I've been here. It's we're expanding or a lot further. We're one of the small communities that's been given an incentive grant for new builds, and so yeah, no, I think we're on good trajectory and growing.
Okay, well, the counselor job is part time in quotations. Obviously, going to be thinking about it full time, but what
Yeah.
other work are you doing, Victor?
Well, at the moment, for my full time employment, I am currently, apprenticing as a carpenter. I'm working towards my red seal here in town with the local contractor. And I do other sorts of volunteer work on the side as well. Being a member of Knights of Columbus, and helping around with my local church and whatnot. So yeah, I do tend to stay busy quite a bit. So
What are your future, political aspirations?
I think just to mainly inspire our youth, right? And then and like I said, I'd love to get everybody involved, right, and get everybody aware, get everybody involved, so we can work together as one. And I think I'd like to bridge the disconnect between different generations, because I feel like there's a lot of discrepancies towards that. So if I can get everybody on the same page and then and work together with everybody, I truly would feel accomplished.
But do you want to be in politics for another 20 years? Do you plan on sticking around in council, or do you plan on maybe running provincially or federally in the future?
Absolutely, I'd love to I'd love to stay in council as much as I could, right? And then hopefully moving forward, who knows what the opportunities will present themselves, right? If there's an opportunity to do so, then absolutely yes.
Well, you provide a unique perspective, so we'll have to keep in touch throughout your years on council. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.